Hi, I'm HP, and today I'm going to talk about jazz blues, birth of the cool. What is that? Actually, it's about. Actually, the expression is from Miles Davis, my favorite jazz artist. For some of you who still know that guy, he was the main influence for many jazz musicians, and it's about playing blues with very few notes, but in a very cool way, with stretching time and stuff like that. Before I talk a lot, I show you what I mean with that. And it's actually from the technical part, it's very easy. From the musical part, it's maybe demanding. So let's check it out. Yo, that was actually today we're talking about the first part, of course, the easy part. The second part of the soloing now is more advanced stuff, but let's start it slow, because if you cannot play the birth of the cool, you cannot play the other stuff because it doesn't make any sense at all. It reminds me of my last teacher I had on, actually I was a piano player. And I came to the lessons, and I thought I'm a really good piano player. At that time, I played a jazz blues, and it was very virtuoso and fast and cool. But at the end, when I finished, he said, "Sounds nice, but it doesn't make any sense." So this is actually what it's about today: to play that it makes sense. So let's check it out. All right, before we start, we need to understand what is a jazz blues actually. Jazz blues is more or less, if you look in the real book, there are pretty much blues tunes, but most of them are in the key of F or in the key of B flat. I've chosen F for today, and before we start, you need to know the form of the blues itself a little bit, at least a little bit. Actually, it's a 16-bar form. First bar F9, then we go to B flat 7, 1 bar, 2 bars F7, maybe the second bar F altered, then we go to B flat 7, sometimes it switches to B diminished, but now we change 2 bars B flat 7, then to F7, to D7 altered, to G minor 7, to C, always 1 bar, and then we have a turnaround like F7 half bar, D7 half bar, G minor 7 half bar, and F7 half bar. This is the blues form which you need to understand. Now how shall we play over this entire form? You don't need to, actually, if you're more or less a beginner in jazz, you don't need to know very much if you want to really stay cool and really keep it cool, because you can more or less work with the minor pentatonics, additional with the blue note, especially the blue note here, the sharp 5. This one here is very essential. You will see afterwards why. And you need to know the major pentatonics as well, because we are mixing it up. If I make F here, major pentatonics is like this down here. So here, open string 3, open string 3, open string 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, or in the high position, 1, 3, 5, and we go back. Wait, 5, 3, 6, 3, 5, 2, 5, 3. This is the major pentatonics. Now the trick is to mix it up. What I did, I made a mixture of that, and this is my very favorite little lick. I start here on the, this is a D, which is part of the major pentatonics. This is an F, and this is an A flat, which is part of the minor pentatonics. So I play around those 3 notes. And now we come to Birth of the Cool. You can really stretch this little lick here as long as you like, as when you play around the timing. What does that mean? Now I play this with these 3 notes. What I actually did, stretching the timing, I started the figure some kind of in a normal time, like a 2-bar figure. Next time I played it again, but now I didn't start on the 1, I started later. This way the accent move it around and the same lick sounds different. Also, the timing inside the little lick, I stretched it and like I really pulled it under, the nearly pulls off your shoes and you sit there in your socks. And the more you wait till you resolve the lick, the better it is. That this really makes it sound cool, but you need to control exactly that you have this coolness in the little lick. You really stretch the timing that it nearly pulls off your shoes. And then you nearly drop out, start on timing, get out of the timing, move behind the beat, get back. That's a trick of the Birth of the Coolness. a little bit. If you listen to Miles Davis, you hear that stuff a lot. But now, when you stretch the timing, you also need parts where you play on time, because it's always about contrasting something you're doing. If you do something very extreme, you also have to show that you can do it the other way, very precise. And then we come to the second part. Now we play a little phrase. This little lick here, very essential one, because if you can play that little lick, then without having any theoretical knowledge, you can play jazz blues. It's this one here, 5 to 6. And very tricky here, not tricky but very cool, with this hammer-on pull-off thing. See, that's how it works. Now we have it. So we start with this very simple lick here. We stretch the timing. Then we go to a more precise timing. Then we go back to the other lick, maybe we play it in a low position to have more variation on that one and make it a little more with accent and more precise, that you, as I said, you have this contrast program in your soloing, and then we have it more or less. Then we add a third element, and then we have it, the birth of the cool. And that was the third element. We do the little Wes Montgomery thing here with the octaves. Octaves is nothing as you double up the note. With a lower octave, what I do, actually, I make the orientation of the high note. So when I play this one here, I take with the pinky, and the octave is 3 frets below, and skip 1 string. You damp the middle one. Somebody will do a lot of sliding, and then we have it, and then we have the birth of the cool. And this way you can fill at least 2 choruses of the soloing, and if you're really a cool chap, then that's enough, because you show it with one little run that you could do more, but not too much, because you're cool. That's it. Now we have the 2 chorus, which is more or less enough. Yeah, that's more or less the way you play cool. You can play it any kind of positions, but actually in F it's more or less it's enough when you play in the lower positions. And if you want to add any kind of other licks, of course it's cool too. But when you play jazz, don't play too many bendings, because jazz is not bending stuff. Another thing which I want to mention at the end of this little tutorial is when you really want to be cool and play around with the timing, it's very essential that you train yourself to have the 2/4 feeling. That means that you have your foot, you can be left or right foot on 2 and 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then you just play it like this. Can you hear my foot here? 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on, stuff like this with a foot on 2/4. If you really can do it without any backing track, just with the foot, then you're the cool cat we want to have. Otherwise, use my backing track, because the speed is some kind in a relaxed manner that you can really focus on the coolness. Yeah, that's that, more or less that. Birth of the cool. Bye.